Hi everybody, it's Gabriel. Let's come back here to the euro dollar chart to have an update on what is going on. It's really mind blowing how these things work, right? So we can clearly see these lines how they offer support and resistance, right? Not only here in recent price activity along the way, and especially here, like the last 60-minute bar, we see a clear rejection. So this candle is basically squeezed right in between both levels. We can see how it opened right at the level. It tried to run higher and then got rejected. Well, we see the other bars closing here as well, and we see some rejection wicks. We see this one, the wick to the touch, right, to the pip. Touching this level. Well, where do these levels come from? Well, just remember, and that's the mind-blowing part, right? Well, these levels have been tested multiple times, as you know. Well, where do they come from? Well, they come from this recent euro-dollar high, which was an important high, right? And then there was a big drop, so that was an important price activity as well. And during that price activity, like 3 S1 patterns formed on a 5-minute chart. So here we're looking at the 60-minute. So these patterns, if we go back to the 5-minute, well, that's a long history back. But these patterns have formed, short patterns have formed on the 5-minute chart. And they plot these lines, right? These are the flat lines. And these hold a value and truth for the future, as we can see here, right? And they hold truth as long as they are relevant. So at these levels, a lot of people are burned emotionally, right? That's a trap. It's basically it's a blood trail in the snow. So these levels will become unimportant when the blood is not seen anymore, which means that, well, a lot of snow has to get on top of it, right? So that it doesn't shine through anymore. But we can see it's still shining through, right? So it's relevant and important, all those levels, right? We can see that there was another one. Well, that was a failure pattern. Anyway, so we've got big numbers, right? For example, down here is a big number, and we have these levels. So we clearly have levels we can orientate ourselves. So the last level of resistance for this overall euro-dollar uptrend, long-term uptrend, is basically this upper level, right? Which is the first S1 pattern on the 5-minute chart that had been formed. So as long as we don't cross this above, so we need a bar close, right? That's a minimum requirement. We need a bar close above this level, and then we can say, okay, now we might actually be ready to make a new high on the euro dollar. So this is what is required. It still has resistance, right? We need a bar close above, and then another form of confirmation. Well, one is a bar close above, and another form of confirmation is that the next bar or one of the next bars closes above that bar that has closed above the level. And then I'm actually looking for and if that happens, then I'm actually back here into the daily chart, because then we should run, right, for this stop. This is what's coming up next. So it's a good stop run level. So there should be a good move higher into the big number 1,2000, and that's the stop run level, and it clusters with this high, which is a very good stop run level too. So if we break this level, so this wick high and this wick high are really good levels. They're not easy to break, but if they break, we'll see a good run higher. What type of run higher can we expect? Well, the same type we've seen here, right? So we can expect some kind of it's an exponential lag, right? You can see it starts slowly here, it's rounded, and then it basically goes vertical. We might see here the same thing. We might see a start of this rounding, similar to this one, and we might actually see how this becomes exponential now, or it might take a couple of more days. But it looks like about to be ripe. So any pattern that comes up on a lower time frame, well, I would want to wait for a bar close higher. And then I'm very keen on finding patterns on a 5-minute or 15-minute chart to actually trade this stop run move, as well as the overall move that comes out of this exponential momentum move that we should see a duplicate here. So interesting chart, and looking forward how that develops.